You want to do them now or when we come back? Okay, why don't we do them a couple minutes before the half starts, okay?
All right.
Okay.
Can you hear me in your thing? Mark? I can't hear you at all. I have to pick up. Can you hear him? I don't hear him.
Maybe you should have. Okay, we're back for the second half of the game between Norristown and Chester. Norristown winning at the moment 33-30. This is Frank Winkle and Jim Nelson, the voices of the Eagles, with our statistician Glenn Martin, who is now going to bring you the stats from the first half. Take it away, Glenn.
Okay, Mr. Winkle. For Chester, Zane Shaw has been held to 3 points but has 5 big rebounds. James Dennis has 7 points and 2 rebounds. But their main man has been Spence with 12 points and 2 rebounds. Also, Muhammad has 4 points, Maxwell 2, Kalk 2. For Norristown, the big men have been controlling the game for Norristown. Rich Mayer's off the bench with 8 points and 5 rebounds. Priest Ramsey with 7 points and 3 rebounds. Thompson with 6 points and 3 rebounds. And then the little men for Norristown also, Howard Flowers with 6 points and 4 big rebounds, playing tenacious game thus far. And Lewis Simmons, a great game off the bench with 5 points. Free throw shooting, Norristown 12 for 13, very, very good. And Chester 10 for 15. Rebounding edge, Norristown 20-19, and that's going to be important as we move throughout the game. Halftime score 33-30 in favor of Norristown. Stay tuned for the second half.
Thank you, Glenn. This is Frank Winkle back for the second half of basketball. It's been a very close game. Norristown was rather cold for the first 5 to 6 minutes. They had the boys come in off the bench with Lou Simmons and Kurt Lever and Mayers, and they did the job for Norristown. Norristown was losing by as much as 5 or 6 points. The second team brought them back, put them in the lead, and then Binky Johnson got in foul trouble. Lou Simmons had to stay in there and take over, and he was really the spark that brought the team back. So here we are starting the second half. Take it away, Jim.
Eagles with the ball. Both teams have their starting lineups in. Flowers, Johnson, Ramsey, Thompson, and Evans for Norristown. Granger, Shaw, Dennis, Muhammad, and Spence for Chester. Flowers over to Johnson. Granger with an attempted steal on the foul, and that's his 3rd foul. And Granger is a tough defensive player. He's really given Johnson a lot of trouble out front there tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, Jim, that's the kind of foul Norristown likes to get. An early one, that's 1 for the Chester team.
Shot by Ramsey, in and out. That would have been nice to have that first shot of the second half. Granger all the way down the circle, throws the ball. Muhammad saves it. There goes a battle. Muhammad is out of bounds as Flowers and Dennis were battling for the ball.
And Chester has a real problem with Muhammad. If they want to use his height, they give up a lot of speed.
Here comes Flowers on the left-hand side. Controlling the ball, comes outside to Johnson. Johnson goes over to Evans. And Evans and Thompson are the guys you want to see. And Johnson, there he goes. Binky Johnson with his first field goal of the night, 2 points. When you consider, Frank, that Norristown led at the half by 3, they did not get 1 point from Johnson. You know, Cresswell has got to be happy with having gotten out of the first half.
Thought he must have been very happy at that at the halftime.
Ramsey with a foul for the Eagles, and that's Ramsey's 3rd. So we have Ramsey now for the Eagles. We have Shaw and Granger for the Clippers, all with 3 fouls, and that's something that could tell down the way. Foul shot by Dennis up and good. Dennis now with 7 for Chester. Excuse me, that's 8.
Well, Jim, it's nice to know, though, that if Ramsey gets into foul trouble, you've got Kurt Lever who can come in, and although he's shorter, his jumping ability, he plays like a man just as tall as Priest Ramsey.
Alston quickly off the bench in for Chester. Rebound off of this shot goes back deep. It's the Eagles 35-31 with 6:51 left in the half. Ball comes deep to Shaw. Now Shaw's going to be handling the ball up top of the circle. This Spence. Spence comes out. Johnson forces him down on the right. Spence still handling. Moves to Dennis, back to Spence. In the corner to Shaw. Outside with a jumper. Strong. Muhammad, there goes the ball down. Flowers finally under control, breaking with Ramsey. Flowers is going all the way on the dribble. Ball knocked out of bounds by Dennis on a nice block.
That was a nice block, Jim. And I noticed Muhammad, Jim, he doesn't even jump and leave the ground. He just reaches up.
Goes the long jumper by Johnson, no good. And no Eagles underneath the basket as Chester controls. Shaw on the drive. He's going all the way, easy underneath, misses, ball batted around. There goes in the hands, in and out. That was by Spence.
And that's what I meant, Jim, about the sensitivity of those baskets here. A lot of those shots would have fallen in a lot of other gyms. 2 quick fouls by Norristown. I hope this doesn't prove a problem.
And that was on a
for him
shooting
later
foul.
on.
Mike Evans with his second, with his third. Shot is up by Shaw and good. And there was a case of Chester hitting the boards again and really battling underneath. Second shot is no good. Up for the rebound. Controlled by Alston. There goes the battle and out of bounds off of Norristown. And Chester's now hitting those offensive boards. Norristown has got to keep them off the boards and get down and score.
Fortunately, Jim,
There goes Shaw on the move underneath. Missed. Shaw strong off the boards, up and around, no good. Muhammad battling. And that foul is going to be on number 51, Muhammad. His third foul.
Muhammad
So Chester
got
with
very
3
upset
starters.
there.
3 starters with 3 fouls apiece.
But Chester has already made or missed at least 8 shots underneath.
There goes Thompson on the drive. Over to Johnson, ball is stolen, battle underneath, foul called on Norristown. And you're right, the fouls are mounting up again. There's Evans, and that's a 4th personal foul on Mike Evans. Simmons quickly off the bench. And Norristown is giving up some rebounding strength with this move. And
Evans is having some problems tonight, Jim.
Granger coming in for Shaw. I wonder if Shaw is hurt. He's got a bandage on his leg, upper thigh, and he's not having a good game at all. He's got 4 points. Granger, ball underneath Muhammad. Pressuring in, around with a little right-handed hook. Makes it, and Chester cuts the Norristown lead to 1, 35-34, with 5 minutes and 25 seconds left. Simmons to Johnson. Johnson to Thompson. Thompson on the drive, jump shot off balance, no good. Muhammad controls underneath. Simmons up quickly to Alston on the drive. Alston all the way for the basket. Chester back in the lead by 1. And Norristown's not shooting at all well. They've gone cold all of a sudden. Flowers up high, over to Johnson. Johnson with a drive, stops, shot it up, no good. Muhammad again, there goes the break. And it's Dennis moving in on the dribble. Ball is good. Foul is on Simmons.
Well, Jim, it looks like they're going to have to depend on their bench again.
Timeout Norristown. And this is a good timeout. Norristown has come out very cold after the first half. 2 points so far. But they're not moving the ball well. They're not getting shots.
They're not. They were throwing those passes back and forth at the end of the half. They had a lot more teamwork. Now they just seem to be running up and down the court. And I don't know. Maybe they should try to get that combination.
Okay, we're going to have an instant replay here.
With.
Excuse me, Frank. The last Chester drive. Okay, we're back there. On that last shot, Chester again, by controlling the ball, stealing, and getting in for an easy layup. It was Dennis on the move. Here it comes. There goes Dennis, all the way underneath, stayed with it, and made the basket. And we have a potential 3-point play here for Norristown. And you can see there the hand clap, the high fives for the Clippers. It looks to me in the Norristown offense that the man on the right-hand side of the basket was open. It was Mike Evans there now. I'm not sure who it'll be for some jump shots because Muhammad is not coming out and is hanging underneath. And that guy's going to have to take that 10-foot shot because if they leave Muhammad underneath, he's just going to get every rebound. Someone's got to work to bring him out. Chester 39, Norristown 35. Eagles coming up court. Simmons on the dribble. Finds Johnson. Johnson looks for Flowers, but it's Granger playing Flowers now all over the court as they're trying to take him out of play. There goes the ball to Thompson rather on the move, no good. Rebound, no good. Battling again, Thompson again. Looks for the jumper, comes outside to Flowers. Flowers over to Simmons. Simmons with a fake. On the drive, goes up, no good. Ramsey on the rebound, no good.
Look at that, Jim. That's what I mean about
and Norristown is just cold. Quick break. Ball in the hands. There goes the drive, and it's Spence.
Norristown's cold and Chester is hot.
Stretches the Clippers' lead to 6. The Clippers were up by 6 earlier in the first half. Let's see if the Eagles can come back again. Johnson on the drive, finds Thompson on the move. No good, we have a foul. And this foul is on Muhammad, and this is going to make a big difference. 4th personal foul.
That's his 4th personal foul.
And if they can force Muhammad to foul out, they can begin to release some of that pressure on him. Quickly off the bench, Damon Tull, number 40 for Chester. There goes Johnson on the rebound up.
They needed that one, Jim.
Breaks that dry stretch for Norristown. Norristown goes to the press. Ball in the hands of Shaw. Shaw stripped by Johnson, and that's what Johnson is so good at doing. Holds it up. Over to Simmons. Simmons to Flowers. Flowers to Thompson. Goes underneath. No good. Rebound Ramsey up. Good. Steals the rebound from Shaw. Cuts the Chester lead to 2. 41-39. 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Granger on the dribble. Finds Dennis. Dennis going to the basket. Johnson coming. Breaks it. Dennis goes in and scores and stretches the Chester lead, and Chester is not having any trouble right now with the Norristown pressure. Johnson.
Chester's playing a man-to-man, and they seem to
outside deep. There goes for a jumper. Feeds to Thompson on the move again. Thompson on the drive. Dennis tries to stop it. Thompson scoring. 8 points for Jeff Thompson. 9 for Ramsey. 8 for Rich Mears. There goes breaking the press again. There goes Shaw on the dribble. In. Left-hand shot. No good. Muhammad battling. Up for the rebound, and good. And
Jim, he gets those rebounds without even jumping. He just reaches in the air. He doesn't even leave the floor.
You'd love to see him get the 5th foul. Here comes Richard Mayers out. Smart move. Get some more height in for Norristown. Ball to Flowers. Long jumper, and good for the 3-pointer. Chester 45, Norristown 44. 2 minutes and 24 seconds left, and Flowers now has 9 points. Shaw on the reverse dribble. Gets around, driving to the basket, no good. There's the battle for the board. It's Muhammad again. Battle out, controlled by Spence, and Muhammad is doing a very, very good job on the board.
But I'll tell you, Jim, they missed a 3-second call, Muhammad. He was standing in there at least 5 seconds.
Chester slows down. There goes the ball over the basket. Shaw on the rebound, left-handed up for the layup. The Eagles have got to start hitting those boards. That's their biggest deficiency right now. Simmons over to Flowers. Flowers back to Simmons. Simmons coming up high to Flowers again. He looks over to Johnson. Granger coming out on him. There goes Ramsey underneath. Missed the layup. Shaw came in there to cause him some trouble. Up court to Dennis. Dennis finds Granger. Granger on the move to Muhammad. In for the layup, and he's fouled.
Now that was a poor foul. The man had the shot. There was nothing you could do about it. And they got to be careful they don't give Chester too much of a lead here, because
that foul by Simmons. Here comes Mayer replacing Simmons. And this is a strategic move. They've got a hand. They've got to crash those boards. It's been Chester off the boards, which has made the difference so far this half. They're really working hard. There's Muhammad with a foul shot, and
he certainly has a soft touch for a big man. I wonder if he played on the football team this year.
Tull comes back in for Muhammad. Muhammad with 11 points now. Clippers back to 6, and this is a big time here for Norristown. They need a bucket. Flowers outside, off the rim, no good. Thompson underneath with a foul on Granger, and Granger will be going to the line 1-1.
And I'll tell you, Jim, Chester's willing to give Norristown that outside shot, but Norristown's not putting it in the bucket.
and it will be Granger going to shoot 1-1, chance to stretch the lead to 8. And the Eagles certainly don't want to let the Clippers get any bigger lead here right now. Granger on the dribble, shot is up, strong. There's the battle, Mayers and Johnson battling. Ball out of bounds, Johnson hits it. Zane Shaw battling with Johnson for that rebound. Spence on the toss-in. Goes to Shaw. Shaw around for the left-hand layup, no good. Gets the rebound, forces his way in, looks for the basket, and scores. And Chester is doing the job under the boards. Here comes the ball in the hands of Johnson. Chester 52 to 44. 54 seconds left in the first half. And the Eagles need a basket. Flowers fakes the jumper on the drive, gives off to Ramsey.
Oh, a nice pass
by
by.
shoulder pin.
And that's what's been doing it for Norristown all year. They've got to keep that teamwork.
6-point Clipper lead. There goes a steal by Ramsey. Ramsey moving down court. Stops with a jumper, good. 4-point Norristown lead.
I'll tell you, he looks clumsy, but he does the job.
Granger coming up with the ball. Ramsey now has 13 to lead Norristown. Almost lost the ball out of bounds. There's a steal to Flowers. 18 seconds left. Flowers on the move, stops, finds Thompson. Jumper from the foul line, yes.
Oh, and that's
Eagles
exactly what Norristown needs.
52-50, Thompson with 10. Chester on the inbound pass, attempted for the steal. There goes the long bomb, up.
Oh! I don't believe that, a three-pointer. I'll tell you, Jim, if Norristown loses this game by 3 points or less, I'll consider it an act of God.
And Norristown made its move, came back at the half to close it to 2. What they've got to do is they've got to realize that they were coming back, and they cannot let that last shot discourage them. Zane Shaw, who
That
now
was
has
incredible.
11.
There, Norristown was within 2 points, and a man throws in a ball from mid-court. I don't know what you're supposed to do about that.
Well, there's nothing you can do. That's just a matter of luck. But it certainly would have been a lot nicer to be trailing just by 2 at the end of the period.
I'll tell you, those Chester cheerleaders are out there are like a drill team.
I like to watch them. I saw them down at Westchester Henderson last year, and they look good.
I'll tell you, they're certainly the District 1 champs. I don't know if they have a competition, but the way they do their thing out there, it's just, like I say, it's a precision drill team. They must put in hours of practice.
Frank, I think we may be going to see the last second shot here. Here we go. There's the shot, the long shot by Shaw. Nothing but net as he